Okay, stick around and I will show you how to make this adorable little Shabby Chic gourd squash. I guess it's a squash. It is so cute. It goes with its other buddies over there. So stick around. Okay, here's a little gourd or squash, whatever it is. I got it at Dollar Tree. And I've done this to it. And I got a little rough in one area, so I gotta glue that back down. But I'll show you. Now when I broke it, I was trying to make the grooves deeper and I was wiggling the scissors in the groove. So that wasn't a good idea. But with the other grooves, I'm ignoring that one because it doesn't really show up good. And I'm thinking I'll put strips of fabric, poke it down in here, and then, of course, you know me, I might change my mind. And then maybe run some beads up through there. I'm not sure yet. If I destroy it and don't like it, I can get another one for $1. But I'm using this cuticle stick again. Take that out. And that one don't go all the way up. And the paint makes it a little tough, so. I tried doing this with the, you know, opening the scissors and using it to cut it, but that was a little bit dangerous. So I figured I'd just better play it safe. So I'm just running a sharp edge. And it's easy to get off the line too. But see, it's kind of rubbery. So if you have to, like up here at the top, just poke holes first. And then run it through the little holes. And I'm making them pretty deep. I don't know if it's going to hold up with me making them so deep. And down here, I don't know if I want it sitting up or if I want it laying down. And if I'm going to have it sitting up, I could put something, that's the one I got to glue down. I could put something flat on the bottom. So, I'm just not sure yet. But, now I'm going to take the kind of flat side, run through it. And I'm thinking I may hollow the end out where I can poke the fabric up in it. I don't know how big a circle I would need though. I guess it'd be better to start with a small one. I don't know. And just maybe not glue there until I'm sure the hole's big enough. Maybe. I hope it turns out the way I'm picturing it anyway. And then I'll go through and do some more. I got offline there a little bit. I don't know if this thing's hollow inside or not. See, and almost, it's easy to get offline. And I'm kind of just making my own line now because it kind of vanished. And I'm thinking each one be a different fabric, maybe just use 2 or 3 fabrics. Of course one fabric would be pretty too with the pearls. So I don't know. I'll be thinking about that. But I do like stripes too, so. So I'll be working on this. I won't make you watch every piece that I do. And hopefully I won't come back and say, well, I destroyed it. But I'll be back shortly. Okay, and have patience. I gotta go and fix this. So I've plugged in my glue gun now because I want to fix that before it falls off. And I was going up through the top of here and it slid. Or, well, maybe it's the other side and it slid and hit this side. So I gotta start gluing it before it falls apart. So, just when you're doing this, be careful when you get up to the end or you can knock a whole chunk out. You know, I might should have painted it white because the orange kind of shows through a little bit, but we're going to move on. Okay, I kind of practiced a little, and I'm going to use the tacky glue. And with my big areas where the line didn't go all the way to the top, you know, these went all the way up. I just made a little crack, and I might tuck it in there. If I change my mind, I just won't. But I will need glue. I'll probably tuck it in. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and do put some glue there. I never did hollow that out. I'm assuming I'll need to, but I'm not sure. Just push it with the end of my glue. Okay. And I made a pretty wide strip. I'd rather have it too wide than not wide enough and waste my fabric even more. So, oh, I wish I could get further away from the camera. So I'm gonna lay it up here. Oh, there's no pretty design. Okay, let's get some pretty up here. All right. And my original plan was to poke it in the cracks and have the raw edges out and what do you call that? Shabby it up or whatever. And I just changed my mind. But that was my original plan. So I'm poking it. And I don't use hot glue because I've got to do another layer of fabric in this same crack. So I don't really want it to dry that fast. So I'm going to do the outside edges first. And then I'll worry about doing that little crack. I think I'm going to switch to this end that's got the flat side. And hopefully, where it's bunching up, hopefully I can just do a little extra poking. I don't know. Never made a gourd before, or squash, or whatever it is. Seems like I'm having some poking difficulties. Oh, okay, I was in the wrong area. So I'm wasting a little bit of my pretty fabric. But if I had left the raw edges, the glue getting on it, might would have kept it from fraying. That's the word I was looking for. That end, I'll just poke on in there. Gotta get my crack back. Okay, so let's chop this off. Maybe a little bit long. Just to be sure I got enough. And a little bit long here. Now this is going to be the interesting part. How to end it. We'll figure it out, or we will find a plan B. One or the other. I think I will just maybe rake a little bit of that out. Or a lot. I think that'll make a good ending place. And then just at the end, I can put a lot of glue under there. Okay, it's gonna be hard to, oh, with my pitiful scissors, it's gonna be very hard. I need my little Crayola scissors. It's my grandson's out in my shop. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna trim the fabric that's sticking out, and I'll be back. Okay, my risky solution for cutting the edge off. Well, I gotta do it down here too. I didn't do the bottom. I'm pulling it out. Well, I could tell where it was better before. Let's see. Let's pull it out a little bit. Where I can get to it. Alright. It's already getting tacky, tacky, tacky. Ta-da! Got that edge already done. I wish I'd have painted it white, but oh well. Life goes on. Whoa, that glue's already drying a little bit. I didn't know it dried that fast. Maybe I should have used Elmer's. And you might can remember if it's got a pattern, like cut across these two bottom flowers. Wow, I may switch to Elmer's. Seriously. Okay, I'll let you watch me struggle with this one. Look at that fine cutting job. We just won't tell nobody about that fine cutting job. And I guess you could glue the fabric, you know. Look, I lost my crack. Well, let me go ahead and stuff this back in. I was looking at scissors the other day, but I was so tired and I just wanted to go home, and there was so many. If you know anything about how to find some good fabric scissors, or shears, I guess you call it, let me know. There's like 5 million to choose from. I don't want like super duper great. You know, $20, $25 at the most, maybe. And then if I become a seamstress one day, I might want better ones. Okay. Make sure it's poked in good, because it is drying. I don't know, we might try to continue with this glue. Don't that look cute? I think it's gonna be cute. Ooh. Should I stay up late and then dread getting up to go to work in the morning? Which I'm already doing. Like super duper late. I'm gonna do another color and I'll be right back. Okay, I figured I'd just let you watch me struggle with this. Some people don't like long videos, but you need a good idea how difficult or easy or whatever. Now I pre-cut this one kinda, but I might have got a little short. We will find out. And if you want to know about the width, I I haven't measured. You can tell how much wider it is than that section, because you know they'll all be different anyway. So all right. So let's see. Hands are shaky. I used my inhaler. I might should have cut the scragglies off of this one first. You know, I don't even think I'm gonna trim that. I'm gonna poke it in there. That's some tacky glue. Awesome. And you know, my dip end's wide. I'm just poking this in there because I'm going to put the beads. So if you're not going to put beads, maybe just, you know, use this tip. And I could have melted the foam, but oh, that'd be so stinky. Okay. Now I gotta do this side. Okay, and this one I have to be a good bit cut off. So I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna barely poke it in and go back with my scissors. Leave the bottom a little, oh, let me get down here where you can see. Leave the bottom a little wide because I'm not exactly sure where it's going. Poke in a little more. Oh my goodness. Mom always said I'd hum when I was like nervous or irritated. I'm impatient. I want to see how it's gonna look, but I'm gonna have to go to bed. I'm like a little child. Oh, come on now. Okay. Poking it in. The thing is, it's getting sticky and pulling it back out. So, that's something to consider. It's making the Elmer's glue look better all the time. But see, that's, you know, I'm experimenting, so you won't waste your time with tacky glue if you see that it drives me insane. You'll just know to use Elmer's from the get-go. I just hope Elmer's would hold it good enough. I guess it would, since it shoved down a crack. I got a little bit of glue on my fabric there. Okay. Looking good. I gotta do another one. I can't go to bed right now. Wonder what they do if I called out of work and said, I gotta finish a craft. I guess they wouldn't be too happy. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Yeah, I could have poked that in better too. I got a little bit of a fold there, but it'll be alright. We won't tell nobody. And then, like, where'd my little stick go? A little stem. I was gonna say how it looked with the stem, but it's lost in all this stuff. But yeah. Let's see how many more we got to go. 1, 2. That's a big one with just cracks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 more fabrics. And I don't think I'll alternate just these 2 fabrics. I think I'll use others. But I'll probably work on it a little tonight, and then I'll be back tomorrow night to film some more. But before I do, I just thought of something. I could put either a little button in this hole when I get through, or I could put a big button that would help stabilize it to stand it up, and then if it's laying down, it'll have a cute little button on it. So I figured I'd share that before I forgot. Okay, I got one more done. I like the softer colors, really. And I'm thinking about using that one and that one, but I don't know. My boyfriend's in bed, so I can't really go digging through my fabric. It'll wake him up. Although that one's kind of a soft color. Oh, the orange shows through that one bad, though. But, if you start getting puckers down here at the bottom, just keep, you know, tucking it in. And I just went ahead and used the tacky glue just because I don't want to look for other glue. But I've been thinking about something funny. It's making me giggle. There's one of the teachers I'm thinking about tricking where I work. Because I was buffing the floors and I went by her doorway and she jumped out. Bah! Oh, and startled me so bad. So she kind of earned this. But I was thinking about doing it before I even thought of that. My grandson's got a Play-Doh mold that looks like poo. And so, being a custodian, you know, I'm around a lot of poo. And I'm thinking about either just having it somewhere in the room, because our children are in there after school too. Because I wouldn't do it during school hours. And have it laying in the floor and say, what is that? And then just pick it up with my bare hand and maybe break it open and smell of it while they're carrying on. But I've also thought about letting it fall out of my pants leg and then act like I'm all embarrassed. And then pick it up and do the same thing. I don't know. But she's the one I was talking about in another video. I'll try to remember to put a link. I made her some burlap flowers. So, she's a pretty nice lady. Get a good laugh. But anyway, I guess I need to go to bed and then wait till tomorrow and dig out some of my prettier fabrics. Because that one's just a little too pink. I like the softer colors, but I'm leaving it. But and one thing, when you're making your strips, let me see, let me find a skinny one. But I wouldn't make them this skinny. Just make sure, like right here, like if you start up here and you start poking, just make sure when it gets to the curvy part that you've got, that's why I cut it a little wide, just to be sure that it'll, like, see, if I follow this, I'm gonna end up with some orange showing, or I either have to pull my fabric over and then I'd have a crease. So that's just something to keep in mind. But anyway, good so far. Okay, now I can go to bed. I may like break one end off and have two little pieces laying there. Oh, it's gonna be so funny. And there's the little mold you make it with, and you can make a peanut and corn also if you want to get creative with it. But yeah, we'll have some fun with that. Good night for now. Okay, I've got some different fabrics on here. I use that one twice because I like that one. And because I think you should really, unless you're using thicker fabric, which would be hard to show in the cracks, you really need to paint it first, because you can see where I got glue, the orange shows through a good bit. Anyway, there are a few places right there. And so if I'd painted it, that wouldn't be a problem. And now, to kind of disguise that, I wasn't planning on putting lace in the crack, but now I'm going to put lace in the crack. And then I'm going to run this through it. And I was wanting to tell you about my Play-Doh poo-poo trick at school. Okay, I go in there and I tell them I'm going to change the liner and wastebasket. And the teacher, she leaves the room for a little bit. And I'm like, well, I can't just hang around, you know. So her son's in there and a couple other children. So I lay the Play-Doh poo-poo on the floor by the wastebasket and I say, did y'all put that there? Is that real? And her son come over there. He said, yeah. He said, that's Play-Doh. And I'm like, well, why is he saying they put it there? And like, but I pick it up. Now his friend's in there, and the friend's like looking at me weird because I picked it up with my bare hand. And then I smelled of it. And I was like, oh! And I threw it toward him. No, he was funny. His mouth was like, oh! And, but then her daughter come in there and they were saying, did you get into the Play-Doh and make that? And she's like, no. And I'm like, no, she didn't make it. I did. And they said, you did. But yeah, that was funny. It could have been funnier. I told him, I said, well, you would have to have it memorized what Play-Doh poo-poo looks like. But we still had a good time with it. But anyway, I finally found the stem and now I've lost it again. Oh, I got to paint the stem white or cover it with something. I'll probably just paint it. And put the lace and the beads with just glue. I ended up using tacky glue all the way around. And sometimes when I was poking it in, it'd start pulling it out because it was sticking to the stick I was poking it in there with. So, Elmer's glue would be easier. I don't know. But it's cute so far. This would look cute beside one of my quilt flowers, wouldn't it? I'll try to remember to put a link to that too. But see, oh yeah, you can see a lot of the orange there. So yeah, the lace is necessary. So, I'll do that, and I'll be back. Well, I had to come back for a minute, because I'm going to try something. Instead of putting glue and shoving this in, and then putting glue and putting the beads on, I've just shoved this in, and now I'm going to put glue on it for the beads. Maybe that way I won't have so much glue getting my hands so messy. And that's one thing, if you're working with fabric and glue, well, no, I ain't got that shoved in there good. Make sure your hands are clean, because if they're not, you get glue on the fabric, then your fabric's going to look dirty. This crack seems a little bit smaller than others. May just have more fabric poked down in it, I don't know. So now I'm putting my glue. The way it sticks up, I'm getting the glue all over it. Okay. Get it down here again. Get my flat edge. Poke it in there pretty good, maybe. Yeah, this one's... I picked a wrong one to try this on. The crack's not very wide. Okay. Oh, no, almost. All right, now. You're getting me ill, Mr. Bead. There we go. We made a hole. Now, goodness. Oh man, I probably got glue everywhere when I was fighting with that. I was afraid I was gonna squeeze it and break it without thinking. Does it mean you're old if it's a Friday night and you're stuffing beads into lace and actually excited about it? Huh. Of course, when I was young, I kind of liked sewing and all that, but you know, on the weekend I wanted to go cruising, driving circles. Oh, would you look at that? That did not happen. Y'all did not see that. I think I'm just gonna go cruising like I did when I was young. Throw this aside and go cruising. Nah. Maybe I'll use the side of this, poke it in. I can't really use the side when I get around the curve here. Pretty quick recovery though, isn't it? Just yank it up and do it again. It kind of, with that tacky glue, it's sticking and pulling it back out. Hey, maybe the side of this will work. And you might could have, like if you could find a plastic or metal piece to do this with, you might could have a damp rag beside you to, you know, wipe the glue that's getting tacky off of it. On that wood stick, it just really sticks. Okay, now I got a lot extra there. I think I'll cut 3 off. And let's see if I can show this one laying there without pulling the whole strip out of the crack. Okay, where's my wooden stick? See how it tries to grab it again and bring it back out. Okay, I figured I could show you how I go about putting this in. I've decided to kind of push the beads in it. And so at the bottom I cut it into a little bit of a point So that's where I'll start. Make sure that point's in the spot where I want it. Okay. Lay it on there. Let's see. I don't remember what I poked it in with last time. This is a Play-Doh tool. Just poking it down in the crack. Because I want the edges kind of stick up, I believe. And then if I don't like that, I can glue them down. Raise that up a little bit. Okay, and something else I thought of, I might need to tell you, I'm cutting both ends pointed, because if you remember up at the top, when I poked the bead in, you know, it left the ends poking up, so I'm just cutting it in a point, cutting it at a point at the bottom, and I had to put the glue first, because this crack's wider, and so I'd poke the lace in there and it'd come out, so, I'm putting the glue first. But I made a hole to shove my bead in, and a little hole to shove my bead in up here. That way I'm not trying to do it with the beads. So, just want to share that too. I think I found a good button to put on the bottom. It's kind of a lavender color, I don't know if you can tell. And I got it out of my mom's old button box. And I gotta glue that button back up there like she had it. I don't know if she got this. She was a thrift store shopper too. But I remember she had these. So I guess all these are her old buttons. I just don't know about the box. And I think she made a clown costume for me when I was young with some buttons like that. And then some of them have that look. Old buttons. A lot of them. And I've showed you that. Let me set the camera down. And oh, what a mess. You can't really see because I don't have a plain background. Okay, so there's my lace. And my lace, and my lace. Oh, and that one's different. I ran out, I had one strip to do and I ran out of that kind of lace. So that one's different. But it'll be alright. Oh, I'm sleepy. Oh man, I got one more to do. How'd I overlook that? Well, okay, I had 2 strips to do and I ran out of lace. So, I have a different lace here too. But we'll just... No, I can't do it like I'm finishing it because I can't glue nothing up there. I won't be able to get my lace tucked under it. So I'll be back. Okay, not sure how I feel about the feather at the top. I think I'll end up painting the stem white tomorrow. I'm sleepy. And got the button on the bottom. They set up. Or it could lay flat and the little button show. That looks pretty good with the feather when it's laying down. Looks a little odd when it's standing up though, I think. I don't know. But anywho, I'll be back at it tomorrow. Ta-da! And they're all 3 together. I've got one more smaller pumpkin to do. And I guess you remember the corn. If you don't, there'll be a link. And the pumpkin. And Now the gourd. And there's the button on the bottom. And it could sit up or lay down either way. And I put the, instead of putting the stem, I just put the feathers. And isn't that pretty? I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And the way the lace, let me see if I can get to focus good. The way that lace kind of covers some of the fabric. Looks so pretty. Focus camera. But anyway, you got to watch me struggle with it. But I think it would have been a lot easier to lay the beads instead of poking them in. Maybe use hot glue and just put them on top. But you can experiment. A lot of people don't have faith in their abilities, and you just try it and it'll turn out, or it won't turn out. But if you don't try it, it sure ain't gonna turn out, you know. You just gotta try it. See, if I hadn't tried it, I wouldn't have all these cute little things. They're so cute. But anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all of you. And leave me some comments. I like to hear from people. And I hope you get to making some of these. And let me know, is that a squash or gourd? Or is a gourd a squash? I don't know. But anyway, be sure and subscribe. And these will be in a playlist of fall decor. So just look up fall decor in my playlist. And you can see all of them. And I'll try to remember to put links in case you don't want to, you know, go through all that. But anyway, see y'all later. Bye.